Hi there, Gareth here again. This is a new type of video to focus on the needs of quite a large group of English learners. It's going to be business English. Most in this playlist that I'll make will be about the fitness industry, the industry I know best because that was my own personal background. But this video here, I'm going to explain the two main ways of working in most of the world, especially in England, where I have more practical knowledge. I'm still adjusting to how things are in Brazil with employment law and business laws. So there's the option of employed and self-employed. Employed usually uses the PAYE system, if it's obeying the law correctly, that is. And that's a way you ensure everyone has their workers' rights. And when you work PAYE, pay as you earn, your taxation is taken as you earn. And sometimes you get a tax return if they take too much at the end of the tax year, but it doesn't usually happen that much. You would pay your national insurance and your tax, income tax. The income tax will pay for the police, the fire service, the schools, the health service, infrastructure. The politicians steal a lot of it, obviously, with expenses and their salaries, which are massively inflated. So all these things are what's paid for out of this money. And the national insurance is strange that it's separate. It's a regressive taxation. It is tougher on poor or lower earners than high earners who stop paying at a ceiling instead of continue paying on the money, which would be fair. But yeah, the tax systems are quite often set up to favour the wealthy, which is not really good at all. So this pays for the Department of Work and Pensions. So if you if you lose your job, you would have something. You could have job seekers allowance. You get a bigger amount if you've made more national insurance contributions. It can, if you earn more money and pay more national insurance, it will pay for your state pension when you retire. So it does make these kind of, it funds what helps those who need to receive money for whatever reason, whether they're retired or unemployed and looking for a job. So that's what this money is supposed to do. And yeah, you have a national insurance number which will be linked to you, and you pay in this and they know how much you paid in. If you paid in quite a lot when you end up unemployed, you receive more in job seekers allowance because you've paid more into the system, which is fair. If you paid more in the system, you deserve more out of it. So yeah, that's employed. Self-employed. Two types of self-employed. There's a sole trader, which I've been myself for all my working life pretty much, barring the odd period of time. And there's a limited company. So sole trader, you work by yourself. In Brazil, they'll let you employ one person, but as soon as you employ a person under yourself, you're a limited company in Britain. I believe that was the case when I learnt most of the information I'm sharing with you now. So you if you are the self-employed sole trader, you normally provide a service, or you could be selling goods or whatever you decide to do. I always provided a service. I was a personal trainer there, and I'm self-employed in Brazil now, and it's providing a service, just the service is different now. So you would have to declare how much you earn once per year, and then you would pay your tax and national insurance if you've earned up to a certain level. I think it keeps moving. It used to be a certain level you don't pay national insurance. Once you get over that, you pay national insurance. There's another level where you start owing income tax, and you do your tax return. It's usually in April. I think it's April, yeah, or May time, where it's all due, where you have calculated your earnings, how much tax you owe. Limited companies, you'd pay more tax. Usually you'd have corporation tax, can be an issue if you earn enough money and things like this. So that's the different options. Certain jobs are more likely to be self-employed than employed in Britain. So in the fitness industry, if you're a gym instructor or a manager and you're working just for the gym, the cleaners as well, anybody, the receptionists, any of these kind of jobs that are there, which are there on some, in my experience, these people were employed, PAYE. The personal trainers generally are self-employed, very rarely employed by gyms. They're usually used as cash cows we'd say cash cow. There's somebody that can take lots of money out of, and that's the main experience I have in this area. There's a lot of tradespeople, so people in the building trade and stuff like that. They usually get a payment for each person who uses it. It's not normal to be employed in this sector unless it's a big company and a subcontract, and they usually pay daily. Sometimes this is because some of these businesses are honest, some of them aren't. Some of them don't want to declare to the taxman what they've earned. Others are honest and do. But you should be as suspicious of other companies as you are of working class people. I think there's quite often this prejudice that's there, but people presume they're not honest and they're not paying the taxes, but quite often they are. There's bankers who don't like paying taxes usually. They find a way out of it, these big financial corporations. So yeah, just quick recap before we finish. Employed, your salary arrives with the tax taken out of it. Self-employed, you collect your money per service or sale and you declare every year for your tax. So that's pretty much the different ways of working in Britain. Hope you found this interesting. Please leave comments underneath. Tell me if you're employed, self-employed. If you've done both in the past, which do you like more? If you have specific questions that could be about business, vocabulary, or situations, or anything you would like in a video, either relative or related to this, or something else you've seen on my channel, put it in the comments and I can try plan the right kind of video for my audience. Please like and subscribe, and leave your comments, share with your friends. I'll see you in another video.